Everybody good? Oh, we even got the mic working. We're here today for a press conference, and I'd like to, one thing, there's a sign-in sheet. If you represent a news media outlet, please sign in, give us your email address, contact info, so that we can send you any updates we get. Or if you're just a citizen that's here, if you want those, put your email down. We've got a team put together, and there's emailings go out just almost every week. And we want to keep you informed of our new project and as everything else goes on. So make sure you sign in. With that, I'm going to turn the meeting over to Mike Shannon, our city manager, and his staff. They're the people that can answer all your questions if there are any. So, Mr. Shannon.
Thank you, Mayor. Thanks, everybody, for coming together this afternoon. I want to thank my staff. Most of all, Mayor, I'm just going to add, you have not signed that proclamation. I'm just going to go ahead and read it and start out by reading it. It says, whereas the city of Guyman has experienced extreme heat wave conditions for several weeks, and whereas the heat wave has resulted in extraordinary demand and water usage by the city of Guyman customers, and whereas customer water demand has exceeded 95% of production capacity of the water system twice in the past week, and the city's water storage is unable to maintain necessary water capacity for booster pump stations. Now, therefore, I, Kim Peterson, Mayor of the City of Guyman, do declare that there exists a Stage 3 water emergency under the 2024 Water Conservation Plan, requiring the following regulation actions to be effective this date. Number 1, outdoor lawn irrigation will be restricted to 1 day per week. Odd number addresses may irrigate on Saturdays. Even addresses may irrigate on Sunday. Watering time will be after 7 p.m. and before 11 a.m. each respective day. Customers may hand water garden and ornamental at any time, not to include grass and turf. And waste of water as defined by the Guyman Code and ordinances, including non-compliance with emergency restrictions, will be strictly enforced. Dated August 22nd, 2024 at 2 p.m. If you want to go ahead and sign that, that'll pretty well get us officially started. I'm going to go back just a little bit and discuss in July. Staff was, we've been preparing hopefully for this day, and hoping it never come, but it's here. And back in July, the City Council, the night they, thank you, Mayor, they passed the new conservation plan. The old one was done in 2009. so it needed to be updated. So they did that, and that's the one that you just signed. What I'd like to go over just a little bit, what he just signed in that proclamation is stage 3, water emergency. We had been under stage 2, but here is the ordinance or the resolution that describes stage 3. Triggers. This stage is triggered by any of the following conditions. The city water storage is unable to maintain more than 75% of total capacity at our critical booster pump stations, or demand exceeds 95% of the production capacity of the system for 2 or more days in 1 week, or unable to maintain pumping capacity at wells and boosters pumps due to equipment failure and downtime. Our goals. The goals of this stage are to reduce peak demands by 50% and to reduce overall weekly consumption by 25%. Also goes on for education actions. The city will hold public meetings to discuss the emergency, the status of city water supply, and further actions which need to be taken. Number 2, the city will make weekly news releases to local media, city website, social media accounts describing present conditions, indicating the water supply outlook for the next week. Management actions. Number 1, an emergency proclamation will be signed by the mayor. City water supplies will be monitored daily. Leaks will be repaired within 24 hours of detection if possible. And water use by city staff and all the departments will be restricted to essential use only. Regulation actions. Depending on severity and expected duration of the water shortage, 1 or 2 outdoor water use restrictions will be implemented through the emergency proclamation. A, all outdoor lawn irrigation will be banned. B is the one that's in the proclamation. Outdoor lawn irrigation will be restricted to 1 day per week. Odd addresses may irrigate on Saturday. Even addresses may irrigate on Sunday. Watering time will be after 7 p.m. and before 11 a.m. 2, customers may hand water gardens and ornamental at any time, but is not to include grass and turf. Bulk water, private tanks, trailers, and totes shall not be filled and hauled off for use outside the city limits. The last, number 4, waste of water per city code, including non-compliance with emergency restrictions, will be strictly enforced, and action will be taken against the offenders. Section 46-105, and when the proclamation kicks in, I'm going to just briefly go over the violations. We do have a code department, and really each city employee is entrusted, if they see a violation happening during these hours, they have the right to report this back, and the first violation is a $20 fee that will be assessed on your water bill. Second violation is a $50 violation. The third violation is $100. Fourth violation is $300. The fifth violation is the $400, and the sixth violation is, and each violation after that is $500. We're going to try to make our rounds, but we are just encouraging the public at this particular time to bear with us. We're entering into August. It's the time that plants are going dormant. As you'll just look around the countryside right now, everything is getting ready for winter. So please follow the rules and regulations, because we need to conserve our water. Yesterday, I think I've got staff here. Steve notified me yesterday about noon or 12:30. We was at 99.3% of pumping capacity. And there's no room for fudge. And what my main concern is right now is that if we had a major fire and we needed water and we needed it now, it'd be hard to produce that water. So this proclamation is for water conservation, and most important, for the life, health, and safety of the citizens of Guyman. And with that, if there's any questions, I'll take just a few. And Remy?
Yeah, how long is this well, first, is this like declaring an emergency, like since Kim signed this, just now it's in effect?
It is in effect right now at 2 o'clock today.
Is it like a burn ban where you guys revisit it on a weekly basis and then there's benchmarks that we hit?
That's correct.
For this to roll off, and what are some of the benchmarks?
Well, the benchmarks has already been set, and that's where we met. If we continue to be the 95% in consecutive days, we'll keep it in effect. If we get down where it should be at this time of the year, correct me wrong, staff, 85%, we can tolerate that. So if the good Lord decides to make it rain tonight or tomorrow, we'll take it even tomorrow. It could possibly, we'll do another press conference, or we'll get the news out that it could be lifted.
So it's revisited each week, but essentially you guys just say,
Yeah, we'll monitor it daily. We will monitor it daily. And two, if there's any questions, do not hesitate to call City Hall here at 338-3396, or the personal line into my office is 338-0137. My cell phone number is 651-5000. Do not hesitate to give me a call.
So,
Yes.
because I'm sure that you guys are going to get these questions, are there any businesses that are affected under this proclamation, obviously?
This proclamation, basically, the way the ordinance said, this is all residential. And it didn't say anything about commercial and industrial at this particular time. We feel like staff's recommendation, and also mine, if we get the residents to curtail their outside watering, it will make at least 25-30% difference. As you well know, or might not be aware of, we have a new electronic meter system. We can, our ladies up there and our water superintendents can go online, and they brought to me a little over 100 residential water meters that are very excessive at this particular time. So the normal per month usage for a residential runs anywhere from 10 to 15 units. That's 15,000. We have some in excess of 400,000. They will be contacted this afternoon. Residential.
You want to address the golf course?
Yeah, well, sure. I'd love to address it. Yeah. The golf course yesterday, before anything was said, done, they've already got instructions to water the greens and reduce their water at least 50% on the fairways. Because this is basically what this is doing, is trying to regulate the water down to about 50%. Even though that water well, it's not connected to the city lines. It's a different well system, but you're right. People's going to go by there and see that. So they've already had their instructions to water the greens as needed, and the fairways are to be cut 50%, and that started yesterday.
So, we have, I know there are several housing projects that are going on in the city right now. What are the plans for the infrastructure in regards to?
Great question.
Water on.
Well, great question.
Before we get water.
Oh, yeah. As everybody in this room probably knows right now, we have a plan, and the plan that started day before yesterday. We found water, and we started our test holes. The first test hole should be completed by tonight, and there'll be at least 6 more, but we're finding plentiful water. So, and you're right, it's going to be another year probably before that water comes in. But if we are all, as citizens of Guyana, just conscious of what we water and how we water it, when we water it, we should have enough water to go ahead and make it for another year. I'm guessing probably a year and a half, I think, before the water comes into town from the new project. Any more questions? Oh, ma'am.
Yes, so for like our baseball field, our football field, 500 health has really not been, it's like we're restricted for 1 day, is that kind of leniency or is it?
Probably won't be any leniency. Everybody is going to be held to the rule.
If I don't know about the baseball field, is it honored, even covered, like, 500
I'd recommend everybody that has something like that, give us a call. Yeah, it'd probably clear up a lot of misunderstanding when the code department does come out. And we're not going to just come out and start giving you tickets and assessing fees and penalties and say the school, and we know you're good stewards, so we'll work with the community. Yeah. Just a little bit of cooperation from both sides will go a long way. And with that, I thank you. No more other questions, but if you have some afterward, I'll be on KKBS in the morning about 7:45, and even take some calling questions or something like that. But I appreciate everybody being here today, and staff, thank you. Our water department, thanks for your 24-hour commitment. And Steve, I'm gonna put you on the spot. Where are we at right now? You probably, I just texted you about an hour ago, and we're at 90. Okay, good. The news is already out. And I think Steve shot me a message back. We're probably about 93% in that area right now. But we're still trying to catch up from yesterday. And with that, thank you, and we'll keep you updated.